Welcome to our deep dive. We take complex sources and try to break them down for you.
And today, it's all about Paramount, California. Some real tensions there.
Yeah, specifically focusing on federal immigration enforcement and this protest near the Home Depot on Alondra Boulevard.
hmm And important note, for this deep dive, we're looking only at one specific report.
That's right. It's called Paramount Protest and the Rule of Law from the Dupree Report. Everything we discuss comes straight from there.
And it asks some big questions,
Yeah.
like how federal law works with local resistance.
Exactly. Constitutional stuff, economic impacts, that whole liberty versus sovereignty balance. It's all in the report's perspective.
So our goal here is just to walk you through the key arguments and details as presented in that report.
Okay, so let's start with the scene. The report describes this confrontation near the Home Depot.
Right, stemming from opposition to ICE operations, immigration, and customs enforcement.
And the report says protesters were voicing concerns, talking about fear in the community.
Yeah, and the report immediately takes that local event and sort of scales it up.
How so?
Well, it frames it as this fundamental constitutional challenge. Federal laws clashing with local resistance, especially, when fear is part of the conversation.
And it points to the Constitution itself.
It does. Specifically Article 6, that's the Federal Supremacy Clause, and Article 1, Section 8, which gives Congress power over immigration.
So the report's argument is that this kind of local resistance actually makes it harder for the federal government to, well, do its job.
To secure borders
Yeah.
and maintain order, yeah, that's the perspective presented. It sees it as weakening federal authority.
Okay, so that's the legal angle. What about the economics? The report gets into that too, right?
It does. It acknowledges the critics' view that IC tactics can disrupt communities, families,
Ah.
but the report heavily emphasizes the other side, the view that unchecked illegal immigration strains resources, public resources.
Like schools, healthcare.
Exactly. And challenges social cohesion. It even includes a specific number.
Oh.
Yeah, it cites a 2020 FAIR study. The report says that study estimated illegal immigration costs taxpayers about $133 billion a year.
Wow, $133 billion. So the report uses that figure to explain why enforcement might be stepped up.
Precisely. It links enforcement directly to economic sustainability and also national security concerns from its perspective.
And sovereignty comes into play too.
Definitely. The report quotes John Eastman, a legal scholar.
What does he say, according to the report?
Basically, that not enforcing immigration laws means failing at border security, which the report frames as, a basic part of being a sovereign nation.
So you've got this real tension the report lays out. Enforcing laws versus individual rights, like protesting peacefully.
hmm And the report makes a distinction there. It says peaceful protest is protected, First Amendment and all that. But it argues that obstructing federal operations, that's crossing a line into breaking the law.
And there's that quote attributed to Dan Bongino, the FBI deputy director.
Yeah, you bring chaos and we'll bring handcuffs. The report presents this as, well, necessary to maintain the rule of law.
Even local officials' concerns, like the Paramount mayor mentioned in the report, worried about disruption.
The report counters that. It basically says Homeland Security's job, its mandate, overrides local objections for, a uniform national policy.
So zooming out, the report basically frames this whole Paramount situation as a kind of test case.
Yeah, a test of whether the U.S. can enforce its immigration laws while also dealing with community concerns and rights.
And the report suggests solutions need to be based on principles like national sovereignty and limited government.
And protecting citizens, yeah. Those are the principles the report emphasizes.
Okay, so just to reiterate for everyone listening, everything we talked about today, all these points and perspectives came directly and solely from that one source, the Dupree Report.
Absolutely. And if you want to get more information, see the full context, really dive into the details presented in the report.
You should visit thedupreereport.com. That's where you can find the original material we've been discussing.
Right. TheDupreeReport.com. Definitely check it out for their full take.
And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, if you think understanding the perspectives in this report is important,
Please share this broadcast. Help get this information, as presented by the source, out there.
So a final thought based just on what this report lays out for you.
How do you see this challenge? Balancing federal power and local concerns, like in Paramount. What does this specific report make you think about where immigration enforcement might be headed?